We have here verse 67 of the 6th chapter of the Gospel of John. We've noted that in the previous discussion, many of those who had been following Jesus, they were called disciples, although of course their true devotion to Jesus was somewhat tenuous, because as he makes the hard statements that they heard in the Bread of Life discourse, they rather detached themselves from him and began to go away. And the way John tells the story, we wind up really with Jesus just there with the 12. This probably didn't take place in immediately the same circumstance, but maybe shortly thereafter, maybe as the crowds have thinned out and Jesus is once again alone with his disciples, he puts this question to them. And it's a searching question, and of course it really does bring to a conclusion this entire lengthy chapter of John as Jesus puts this to them. Apen, this is from Lego, second aorist verb, I say. This is the third person singular, aorist, active indicative. He said, un, postpositive conjunction, he said, therefore. Ho Jesus, Jesus said, subject of that verb, he said to them. Tois, the dative plural masculine article. The dodeca, 12, is an adjective used substantively, of course. It doesn't say the 12 disciples or something, but we can infer that most readily from what is going on. So Jesus said to the 12. By the way, this is the first time that the term the 12 has been used in the Gospel of John. It's been presupposed here and there. The 12 baskets that were picked up at the feeding of the 5,000 certainly suggests that, but this is the first time we have an express reference to the 12. And then may, this is a negation normally used with the subjunctive, but it can be used in a certain sense with the indicative when it's asking a question that's expecting a negative answer. And that's what's going on here. So we have may, not, kai, can mean also or and. Probably here also is more appropriate. So kai humes, second person, plural, nominative, pronoun. Not also you, humes, theleta, from thelo, I wish, second person, plural, present active indicative. And so the may being tied here with theleta is the way that this is formulating a question. There would be, and then hupago, just to finish this up, hupago means to go away, or literally to be led away. This is the present infinitive of that verb. So really just a straight up translation. He said to the 12, not also you wish or wishing hupagein, to go away. As I say, the may here sets up a question expecting a negative answer, so we might put it into English something more on the lines of, you don't also wish to go away, do you? Expecting a negative answer, and of course we're going to get the answer that will come from the Apostle Peter in the subsequent verse when he asks, well, where could we go, of course. So this is really sifting out the crowds. Many of those who have been only loosely attached to Jesus have wandered off, gone away, but now the 12 more loyal ones are there, and the question is being put to them as to what their disposition is with respect to Christ.